Good morning traders, and welcome to a brand new trading year. Today being the first official trading day of 2020. We'll just quickly have a recap of some of the data. Well, the only piece of data that came on New Year's Eve was the CB consumer confidence. It disappointed, coming in at 126.5, and we did see a bit of a drop in the USD. Today we will be seeing the Kaizen manufacturing PMI coming out at 12:45 in today's Asian session. Traders looking for 51.7. The last Chinese manufacturing PMI didn't see too much change, so we'll see if this one follows a trend or if we do see any type of little surprise. Also, just for a point of note, there's two bank holidays today, one being the Swiss franc and the second being the Japanese yen, so trade on those two currencies might be a tad quieter than normal. So just moving into some of the key moves we saw on New Year's Eve. The main one currency-wise was the pound. The pound had a extremely solid rally to finish the year. We saw that just the pound dollar now, that was helped by the dollar moving lower, but there was also generally pound strength. So we saw a 1.14% gain against the dollar from the pound, and the yen, which was mainly stronger to the other currencies on New Year's Eve, we saw the pound shoot up, adding just under 1%, and also the pound CAD, which did look like at one stage it was going to start setting up a possible move lower, followed the general pound strength, rallying a nice healthy 93 pips higher. Stocks in the US bounced back. It was interesting with confidence being lower, but they basically ignored that. We saw the US 30 basically held this point, that low here, so that continues to be this anywhere from this level down at the moment continues to be short-term support, and we are seeing now at the beginnings of what could be a continuation, but we really want to see a break above and close above this level, and that reason being that if this level was to fail, we could see a new lower high starting to set up, which is adding more pressure to that current fast trend here. And the situation on the NDX 100 is quite similar. We did see a bit more of a cleaner support level here, which has been held on 2 attempts, but again we do want to see a close above these areas here, just to show that buyers do hold momentum, because when you do have a quick break like that, it is common to have a recovery rally. Sometimes they can fail and catch buyers inside that recovery, and then we can see like a move lower to retest that low. So at the moment we want to see the US 30 and the NASDAQ basically confirm the rally we saw on Tuesday with another move higher, just to show the buyers really maintain momentum. So oil and the dollar CAD had an interesting night to end the year and the decade. We saw oil come off quite sharply. It did pull back late in the session, but it did finish close to 1% lower, and the dollar CAD had a very strong move down. It really was dumped pretty hard, and it's not common to see oil and the dollar CAD usually moving together. Normally they move against each other, but it was one of those sessions where they did move lower together. So there's nearly 80 pip drop on the dollar CAD, and it also broke that low back in July, so it's quite a commanding move by sellers, really continuing on that downtrend there. So we will see how interest resumes back into the US dollar early in the year, if we're going to see another test of that low or a break of that low, or if buyers are going to start trying to put up some defense and maybe form a new counter rally. We'll have to see how tonight's session closes out, just to get more idea on what's going on in the market right now. Today so far we've seen risk markets start a little bit gingerly, but they've bounced back. The Aussie dollar, you can see there after a bit of a move lower, has pulled that back and has added a bit to today's session. The euro, similar story. It's a little bit stronger than the Aussie, and the pound has been basically flat so far. The yen is basically the same. We haven't seen too much movement just yet. The euro has broken above last Tuesday's opening price, and the pound again flat at this stage in the session. And the dollar yen has tested, sort of got close to testing that low, but now has pulled back. And again, we'll see if this level here can offer some support on the dollar, continue to offer support on the dollar yen, and if we're going to see a bit of a counter rally start to form at this point. But the key there is this level here. Buyers will have to hold that. And gold has started the session so far higher with a general decent gap higher this morning, but again sellers are testing that gap open at the moment. The ASX 200 finished the year on a really weak note. We saw that really strong rally moving down. It was over 1.7% the close on Tuesday. So far today we've seen a quick low push that's been rejected, and we've seen a rally at this point in the day just up 0.29%, so a bit more of a positive start on the ASX to start 2020. So we wish everyone had a happy new year, and we wish everyone a successful year in 2020. And until tomorrow's video, good trading and bye for now.